Hello everyone, I got in some new ammunition for the Palmetto AR-10. All right, so it's called American Sniper. Okay, it's the Chris Kyle brand. So I'm like with a name like this, right, and a picture of this dude on there, the way he is. This stuff better be damn good, okay? Because they're being really ballsy with this brand, you know, naming it the way they're naming it. Now, prior to buying this, okay, I did look online. I could not find any reviews on this. Okay, so I said this stuff is either going to be really good or it's going to really suck, and nobody even wants to buy it and shoot it and review it. Now, the reason why I ended up buying this, all right, is because basically they had like, I think it was like free shipping or really cheap shipping. I was looking to buy more of this stuff, the Freedom Munitions. Initially, I got it with $4 flat rate shipping, but they, I guess that was the sales that they were running. So now I think they wanted something like $40 to ship it. I'm like, you know what? Let me try this stuff out. Okay. Now they do this week. They do have, I think it's $10 flat rate shipping. So I'm gonna get more of this stuff. Okay. So now, if you notice, let's take another look at this. This stuff over here, right? Where are you? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, it says 308. All right, so this is 30. That's what this is, 308, and this is 7.62 by 5.1. So technically, they're different calibers. Okay, even though the two are mostly interchangeable, the way it works is if your rifle barrel says 308, it will shoot either 308 or 7.62 by 5.1. But if your barrel says 7.62 by 5.1, that's the only thing that you can shoot it. Okay, so the way I think somebody described it is that the 308 is a sloppy 7.62 by 5.1. So the barrel chambering of the 308 is a little bit bigger. So that sort of indicates that when you put a 7.62 by 5.1 in there, there's a little bit more room in the chamber. It's a little looser. So the indication is that it should be a little bit less accurate. Okay, that's what the indication is. Although with my AR-15s, I mean, I've got, 5.56. All my ARs are 5.56 barrels, and they have shot like 1-inch groups with 223. And in fact, I had one. They've also shot like with match grade. They'll shoot 1/2-inch groups, and when I had some match grade 223, and that also shot half a group. So I wasn't so convinced on that. But of course, I've been shooting AR-15s, 5.56, 223 a lot longer. Okay, the AR-10 is a new platform for me, so there's a little bit of a learning curve going on here. Okay, so that's kind of important to put out there. I am not an AR-10 expert. Okay, a 5.56, I could talk shop with you all day. AR-10, I'm going through a learning curve here. So I've already this is the Palmetto PA-10 Gen 3. I've first tested it out with Tula. I think I was getting I think the best group I got with Tula was 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches to 2 inches, right? So when I did like larger groups, like 5-shot groups, I was getting like 2 inches. When I was just looking at 3-shot groups, I think I came down to like 1.5 inches. I shot it with this German M80 ball. That got, I think, 1.25 inches. That was the best group with that. The way I was doing it is, for the sake of consistency, I'm doing a 5-shot group and I'm dropping off one, right, for, let's say, an error, for me, for shooter error. So out of a 5-shot group, I'm looking at the at the tightest 4 shots, and I'm calling that the group, okay? And that's what I'm using as a measurement. And since I started that, that's what I'm going to keep doing it, okay? I know some people only look at 3 shots. Some people say, hey, it's got to be at least 6 shots. For the sake of consistency, that's what I'm doing. I'm taking a 5-shot group, and I'm taking the best 4 shots out of that group. Okay? So the best group today has been this Freedom Munitions. Okay, so when I did this, I think it got like 1-inch group. And then the best group I've gotten with this was actually a 0.75, but that was a 3-shot group. Okay, So with a 3-shot group, I have hit a .75, but I think when I did the best 4 or 5, I think it was like a 1-shot group, of a 1-inch group rather. It was like a 1-inch group. So today I'm shooting this 7.62 by 5.1, 149 grains. And initially, like first 3 shots, I was like a 3-inch group. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's me, and maybe it was. Barrel's cold, whatever. The groups got a little bit tighter. They came down to 2.5 inches. So 2.5 inches, and I did shoot this a whole bunch. Okay. So I did shoot this a whole bunch, and I mean it took work to get here. So where's that 2.5? This is the 2.5 inch group. So I mean, here's a 4-shot group. So the 4-shot group was like 3.5 inches. But if you only look at the 3, if you're only looking at 3 shots, it's like, oh, okay, so we got like 2.25. Okay. So here so we're not even going to count that because that's only 4 shots. But here I got 5 shots. Right. I got the ones without the circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one out here, right? That's kind of the flyer out here. So if we just look at this 4-shot group, we're in at 2.5 inches. If I keep working with this, maybe I'll get better. Maybe I'll get it down to 2 inches. In fact, I considered like not doing this video today, just coming back and shooting it, doing it all over again tomorrow, because I noticed it is like at times I get some wind. I said maybe it's the wind, maybe it's me. I had a heavy jacket on. I took it off. I said maybe it's my jacket. But then I said, you know what? That's kind of not fair because I didn't do that with any of the other ammo. And then I said, you know what? Let me shoot this. Let me shoot this a little bit more. So I start shooting again more of this American Sniper ammo. So I get. Okay, so I got this one over here. So I shoot 3 shots. 1, 2, 3. The squares over here. So that's like 3 inches, right? Then I shoot another 3 shots. 1, 2, 3. That's another 3 inches, right? So basically, I'm averaging 6-shot group. I'm consistently averaging 3 inches here, right? So I said, you know, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm having a bad day, right? So I said, you know, I pull out a box of this Freedom Munition stuff, and I say, let's throw let's throw 5 shots out there to see to see if it's the ammunition or it's me. So I throw these 5 shots out there, and I get like 1, 2, 3, 4. I got a flyer over there. So the ones without the markings in here with the little lines, I'm like immediately at like an inch and a half, right? And then with the flyer, yeah, I'm out at 3. But just being consistent here, 4 out of 5 are like at an inch and a quarter, and that was like actually me like not even trying that hard. So yeah, so this American Sniper is trending slightly wider, okay? Whereas the American Munitions, Freedom Munitions is trending towards 1 inch. This one is like at 2.5, trending towards 3 inches. Okay, so you know, for the sake of consistency, you know, this is the way I've been testing all the other ammunition before this. But this is what I'm gonna go with. Okay, as sort of an initial review on this ammunition. So now the question is, like, how did they get this guy over here to get his mug on this box? I mean, I don't think that Chris Kyle would want to be associated with this ammunition unless it was like really good ammunition, right? So what I'm thinking is maybe the rifles that he's shooting are chambered for 7.62 by 5.1, okay, instead of 308, right? Because this one's chambered for 308. 7.62 kind of is a sloppy fit inside of 308. So maybe he's shooting dedicated 7.62 by 5.1 guns. And maybe in that type of a barrel, this will be better. This will shoot much tighter groups. So that's a possibility. Now, one of the things I did do before I made this video, in fact, it was the last thing I did before I started this video, is I went to I looked up Knight's Armament M110 to see what that was chambered in. Right? Was that like? And I was actually expecting it to be 7.62 by 5.1, but what came up was 7.62 by 5.1 / 308. So it seems that like the Knight's Armament M110, from what I could find, is actually chambered for 308. So that's kind of like going contrary to this theory that I got going on, why this might be less accurate for me, okay? And yeah, I mean, I could say that, hey, maybe I'm just having a bad day, but, you know, I shot the Freedom munitions and right away the groups tighten up a little bit. Okay? So, where am I at? I mean, I got some 400 rounds here of this stuff, right? I mean, basically, this is going to be the ammo that I use, like, you know, for like up close rapid firing for some of the drills and exercises that I want to do. But for the distance shooting, I'm sticking with the Freedom munitions. That's the one that's done the best for me so far. As far as stuff that's cheap enough to buy in bulk. Now, I did go this morning and looked at Freedom Munitions website. It is sold out. Okay, so oops, so this stuff is sold out right now on their website. I guess everybody kind of like is basically jumped in on the $10 flat rate shipping. And I'm sort of like kicking myself. I should have paid the $10 and bought this stuff, but whatever. I'm sure they'll make more because they actually make it themselves. So I'm sure they'll make more, and I'll get more of this. But right now, this is the stuff. Now I did get some premium ammunition. I have not even shot that yet. I have not shot the premium Sierra Match King 308 in this gun yet. I'm waiting until I actually mount the scope on this. I have it. I've already done videos on the 5 to 25. I have the scope that's going to end up on this rifle is actually on a 5.56 AR right now. And what I'm doing is I wanted to test that scope out in isolation because I don't want to put a new scope on a new platform that I'm not that familiar with. So since the scope is new for me, the AR-10 platform is new for me, I wanted to study these two in isolation. So that's why I put just a Holosun 510C on here with a 6x magnifier, I'm able to study this gun and the ammunition that's shooting through this gun in isolation, right? And then when I'm looking at the scope, again, that's on a Palmetto, again, a gun I'm very familiar, a Palmetto 5.56. So again, now over there, I'm studying that scope in isolation. Okay? So eventually, the two are going to come together, and then we'll do a video on that. So thanks for watching. Check your subscriptions. YouTube keeps unsubscribing you guys out there. And drop some comments, and we'll talk soon. Hey everyone, I decided to take another crack at this American sniper ammunition, 7.62x5.1. Different day. I said, hey, you know, maybe it was me, maybe I was a little bit off. It is also warmer today, so I could shoot without a jacket on. I'm getting the same shit out of this one. I did one grouping, 5-shot, same thing, 5-shot groups. We're looking for the best 4. So, like, I shot here first. One went way the hell up there. I know I'm not pulling the shots that much, man. I've been shooting long enough that I know if I pull a shot. So, discounting that one, we got like 2.5 inches. Center to center. 2.5 inches. I mean, if you're only looking, if you're only doing 3 shots groups, you're gonna look at this and say, yeah, I got an inch and a half. Which is why you can't just look at the 3-shot groups, because sometimes there's a little bit of random luck in there. You have to, the more shots you take, the better, the better understanding you have of the ammunition and what it is really going to do. So 4 out of 5, I got 2.5 inches here. Took another 5 shots up here, and it's like, hold on, trying to find the best 4 shots. Yeah, this one's worse. This one's like 3.5 inches. So the best group I've gotten out of this ammunition is 2.5, and the average is coming in more closer to 3 inches. And I'm like thinking about it. It's like the issue must be that this barrel is chambered for 308, and this ammunition is 7.62x5.1, which is basically this ammunition fits a little bit more loosely, I believe, in the chamber. This chamber is a little bit more loosely, so that's why I think the groups are opening up a little bit wider. Whereas if I shoot when I shoot like even Tula 308, I'm getting like consistent 2-inch groups, or better, 1.5 inches with Tula steel case, So I think that's what's making the difference here. Okay, so this ammunition here, maybe it shoots great in a barrel that says 7.62x5.1. But most of the chamberings out there are going to be 308. So this is probably not going to shoot too well in your rifle. Okay, I don't know until you try it, but so for me, this is going to be like CQB plinking ammo. If I want to do like a demo or something, and I'll use the other ammo for my distance shooting. Okay, so there it is. I mean, that's 2 days in a row, different weather conditions, you know, different time of day, and yeah, same results more or less.